Hey, I am back with another video. It's been a little while since I made one, and like I'm really happy to make this one. I'm kind of just gonna freeform and kind of see where things. I'm just gonna channel. That's really what I'm gonna do. And I've gone through a lot of interesting changes in my life over the past couple weeks, right? Like I really have gotten a lot closer with myself, and I have really been able to really do solid work on myself. And I'm really focused and dialed in, and I have a whole new way of living. I've really recycled my older habits and older patterns, older behaviors. We've got to it. We've worked on it, and there have been some one or two things, different emotional things that have popped up, but we're able to address and we're able to work, and we're able to start creating something new, right? And I think that for me is what has always been really important in my life. And this is what I've always wanted to do, and it was always here. The path was always there, but I was pulled, as we all are, just pulled by empire and pulled by people, places, things at a point in our lives, right? And I think that for me, I'm really starting to hone in on like myself, right? To know thyself, and I think that that's extremely important in evolving, right? And especially in our society. Like our society is just doesn't promote that. It just doesn't. It it projects this reality that manifests in our own reality, right? And that in turn makes us view ourselves in a whole different light, right? We don't realize how powerful we really are until we reclaim that. You can see what I'm saying? And I think that for me, that's where I'm at, and that's why you look back at some of my older videos, I might not, and I'm gonna actually do that here when I have some time, and just look back at them and to hear how I'm presenting this information. And I have been very blessed with the opportunity to work with somebody that has helped me get to this point and guided me to this point, and he's really helped me manage my emotions and just to get in better control with myself. And that to me is extremely important, because I go back to what I just said a minute ago about how society really doesn't promote the knowing of thyself, right? And I think that like a lot of us just get wrapped up in things that just aren't who we are. I think most of the stuff that we do is just not who we are. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think that for me, I'm able to really look at the landscape of the life that I have, right? And just look at the wholeness of it, right? And if people or places and things are going to come in, is it going to add to the wholeness of my experience? Is it going to be able to connect with the wholeness of my being, right? It goes for intimate relationships, it goes for friendships, it goes for people, it goes for places, it goes for all this stuff, right? You can apply all that to this sort of concept that I'm talking about. And I think for me, like allowing myself to be in a sensitive space so that I can kind of create from that feminine sort of space, right? Because if I don't, then I'm just going to crave that feminine elsewhere, right? And it's been a thing time and time again that I've seen in my life, and I have a much better handle on it now. I do. And that's because I've been able to really align myself, get really focused, and be able to see what it is that I want to do, right? I want to go back to Kenya and Rundamunga, my grandfather's lodge that was left there, and that's where I'm going. That's it. I'm going that way, and that's just where I'm going. And I've really honed in on that. I've honed in on that very, very, very much. And that I have seen, like, if I take alcohol, like I took a little bit yesterday when we were watching the fights, and I've noticed that it doesn't pull on me, and I don't support. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to go drink alcohol and whatnot. For me, my opinion is just that I don't hate it, I don't love it, but it's just alcohol at the end of the day. And like for me, I can see that it doesn't. Like I had to wake up this morning, go to work, and I felt a little, but like I didn't eat shitty food. Like I had some, good potatoes. I had some eggs. I had some rice. Like I ate well. You know what I mean? And that's why I don't feel like just garbage, because it's just I was in that cycle of just like drinking like shit, eating like shit, and then rinse, wash, and repeat. And then that's what it was for such a long time. And I think that for me, being able to create from this space, rather, has allowed for me to really start to step more into myself and to step more into my power and to be more clear about what it is that I want and to be more authentic. Because the clarity was one area that I always really, I wouldn't say I lagged on it. It was just, there was just some pockets of unawareness, right, with clarity. And now that's not the case anymore, right? Like I'm building more and more boundaries for myself and being able to express those boundaries, right? And be real about it, right? And I think that in the end, like, that is where I really am just grateful that I've been able to put in this work to get these results. And that to me is really where I see a lot of development, right? I see a lot of development in myself and a lot of development in my spiritual life. And I think that for me that's the direction that is really getting me to where I want to be, right? Because then if I'm constantly held down by stuff that it doesn't serve me, then how can I bring in those things that I naturally at a soul level desire and that do actually serve me and that do surface those needs and that do at a soul level really connect with, right? So that's like something that I've really been viewing I've been seeing it in my life, and I'm catching on to just what it is that I have to do. And that's where I'm extremely grateful to be in this position, right? To have the boundaries for myself, to like say, hey, okay, this is like what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm not gonna do. Like, I just want to do what I want to do, right? Like, I'm tired of just doing stuff that I don't fucking want to do. You know what I mean? It's just like after a while, and being around people I don't want to be around, and just being in relationships that don't serve me, like. You start to distance yourself, but not separate. But you do distance. I've distanced myself enough, but I don't separate at the same time. So it's this kind of this nice balance, because I think that in the end, like, being in the space of Empire is important. Engaging with it is important, because it's like if you're not, like, then I feel like I can't. I'm not evolving as much. If I'm just gonna stay, by myself 24/7 all day every day. If I just never left the house, if I never did any of that, you know what I mean? It would be really hard to gain the experience of life in and of itself, right? So it's like, for me overall, I'm extremely, extremely, extremely grateful to be in this space, right? That nothing can pull me out of it. It's incredible. It's amazing, because it's like for so long and I knew I could always do this, but I always had the faith that I could do it. But it was just, I just didn't know what I didn't know. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of us, that's how it really is. It's a lot that we're just taught that really doesn't serve us, at a deeper level, and I think that overall, like, I'm just extremely satisfied and willing to keep going, because there's always another level. Next week I'll get to something with Nick, and there's something else, and then there's something else, and something else, and until we recycle the motherfucker, you know what I mean? And recycle some of these thoughts, right? And just in staying in the constant process of recycling, right? Because I used to cycle. That's what I used to do. It's just cycle. It just became a cycle, like, with the bad habits, and get away from them, and then do it, and then and it just never really worked out that well. You know what I mean? And I think that overall, it was tiring. It was very tiring. And now I'm recycling. And now I'm able to recycle, and new thoughts are coming in, new ways of living, new ways of understanding, new ways of healing myself, new ways of opening my heart, new ways of opening my eye, new ways of just being. And I think that overall, like, it's something for me that I'm taking all the way. I'm taking it to the final Shavasana. That's it. Till the last one. Till hopefully my beautiful family that I end up, cultivating with my kids, and they lay me to rest, and off I will go, So it's like, to me, that's kind of where I where I see the development, right? Like the focus, and there's a lot of LA areas, but it's all related, right? Like what I'm doing, and like how it correlates to my spiritual life, and it's all just fits, right, very well. And for me, I'm extremely grateful, right? Like, I'm grateful that I took the leap of faith, right? You know what I'm saying? And then now here I am, you know, and I think that for us, it's something that we all want. How we get there is how we get there. You know what I mean? Everybody's process is different. What I'm doing is not going to work for maybe somebody else, and vice versa. You know, but we can all learn from each other, and we can all really help in evolving, right? Evolving our spirits and evolving our mental health and evolving our spiritual, physical health and emotional health, and we can really all play a role in each other, right? And in helping each other and such. So, I'm really glad that I came on here and I made this, because it's really, I want to like really work on this channel more and keep growing it. You know, it takes time, and I understand that. And overall, I'm extremely grateful and humbled to be in this position. So thank you for all who are listening. And, you know, I'm going to leave some videos, you know, in my channel up here in the end, and take a look. I've got some more stuff, and I look forward to kind of making more as I continue to keep evolving and keep sort of staying in this more creative, feminine sort of space. So, yeah, thank you so much for listening, and I will be back with another video, another day or two. About another day or two, I'll be back with another video. So, I love you all so much, and may the force be with you.